You know him as Santa Claus, the jolly old man in a red suit who flies around the world with reindeer. But what if I told you the real story is even more incredible? Forget the North Pole. Let's travel back to the 3rd century, to a place called Patara in modern-day Turkey. This is where the story of the real Saint Nicholas begins. Nicholas was born into a wealthy Christian family during a time of intense persecution. Orphaned at a young age, he inherited a great fortune. But instead of living a life of luxury, he felt a higher calling. Guided by his faith and a deep sense of compassion, he decided to use his wealth to help the poor and suffering, all while keeping his identity a secret. One of the most famous stories about his generosity involves a poor man with 3 daughters. Without a dowry, these young women faced a grim future, possibly being sold into slavery. One night, Nicholas, under the cover of darkness, tossed a bag of gold through an open window into their home. He did this for each of the 3 daughters, saving them from a terrible fate. This act of secret gift-giving is the true origin of our tradition of hanging stockings by the chimney. The gold, some say, landed in stockings that were hung by the fire to dry. Nicholas eventually became the Bishop of Myra, a bustling port city. He wasn't just a quiet, gentle figure. He was a fierce defender of his faith and a champion for justice. Historical accounts, though debated, place him at the First Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. This was a major gathering of church leaders to settle key theological debates. Legend has it that Nicholas was so passionate about his beliefs that he actually slapped another theologian, Arius, for what he considered heresy. Imagine that Santa Claus in a theological brawl. He was also a protector of the innocent. Another legend tells of 3 Roman officers who were unjustly sentenced to death. Nicholas appeared to the emperor in a dream, demanding their release. The terrified emperor woke up and immediately pardoned the men. In another tale, he miraculously saved 3 boys who had been murdered and pickled in a brine barrel by a wicked butcher. Nicholas resurrected them, cementing his reputation as a protector of children. After a long life of service, Nicholas died on December 6th, which is now celebrated as St. Nicholas Day in many parts of the world. His legacy of kindness, generosity, and protecting the vulnerable spread far and wide. He became the patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, and most famously children. So how did this Turkish bishop transform into the Santa Claus we know today? Over centuries, Dutch settlers brought the stories of Sinterklaas to America. His image was shaped by poems like Was the Night Before Christmas and iconic illustrations by Thomas Nast. The red suit, the reindeer, the North Pole workshop, all of these elements were added much later, blending folklore with the true story of a remarkable man. The next time you see a Santa Claus, remember the real man behind the myth, a brave, compassionate bishop who dedicated his life to helping others in secret. He didn't have a sleigh, but his acts of kindness have flown through centuries, inspiring the spirit of giving we celebrate every Christmas. The real magic isn't in a flying sleigh. It's in the simple, powerful act of helping someone in need. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hidden histories. See you next time.